Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Back again with a post-match reaction for the win over Real Betis. 1-0 to Manchester United out in Seville. Good performance. Let's just go through the game. Let's discuss who played well, how the team performed really, and what next for Ten Hag's mighty Reds. We're doing well, I think. Very good performance. Professional performance, really. Good away win. Let's start from the top though. When the first 11 first came out, you saw that he made about 4 changes. I think you had Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. You had Maguire back in the team, and to be fair, he did all right. He had a shaky moment in the first half, but he did all right overall. Then you had Malacia also on the left. You had who else started? I think you also had obviously Facundo, Palestri, and somebody in midfield. No, I think that was it. So the rest of the team was basically normal. The whole team, obviously. Wan-Bissaka on the right with Hay and goal. Centre backs with Maguire and Martinez. Left back Luke Shaw. Nope, Malacia. Midfield of Casemiro and Fred. And then you had your front four of Palestri on the right, Rashford on the left, Bruno down the middle, Bruno number 10 and Weghorst down the middle, up top. And it was good. It was like I said, it was good start to the game. Interesting 11 really. I'm happy that Facundo got his start. You wanted a bit of rotation. Got a rest for Valorant. Like I said, had Facundo Palestri got his start and he played well. I'll start straight with him. I think he was active. Is what I can say. He was getting around. From the first half, making a nuisance of himself. I think it's different to see how a young player like Facundo Palestri does when he starts the game. Obviously, when he comes off the bench, him and Garnacho, they're electric. They make a difference. But can you do it when you start from the top? And he did well. It's a good progression in his development, and it's good to see. In a game where we're already 4-1 up, you can't really go wrong with starting for Facundo. You can't. It couldn't have gone that badly. And generally, we played really well. First half, it was very open half, a little bit sloppy from us actually, because if you're thinking about it, if you're up 4-1, you can, one, you've got a bit of a leeway, I guess, to have a bit of fun, but at the same time, you want to make sure you don't give away any easy goals. And Betis had a few early chances that if those go in, then it's a tense round of 16 second leg, but thankfully it didn't go in. De Gea made a couple save, once again point blank save. Once again, give up props to De Gea. Another clean sheet in the bag, and he's out and out now. He's been for a while, but out and out, the highest clean sheet holder for a goalkeeper at Manchester United, if that makes sense. So first half, bit choppy, bit sloppy, but we had chances, they had chances, but we kept it 0-0 into the second half. The second half starts, Rashford gets, first of all, he had a couple chances that he had 1 or 2 chances, 1 chance and then another chance, just a couple chances that he should have probably put away. Really good play between him and Bruno, and that connection between him and Bruno, I think we're overlooking it. They actually have a bit of connection. They're really doing well together, and it's good to see. And then obviously then he got his goal, absolute rocket out of nowhere. He literally a minute before that he had a good chance, should have scored. And you think, back to Oscar Rashford, but really Rashford is so consistent these days. You can't really complain about the guy. He's productive. He's getting goals here, there, and everywhere. And really, we need to hope that somebody else in this team will start scoring a few more goals than just Rashford. But thank God for Rashford at the moment, and he's getting us the goals. But yeah, great goal from him. From then on, I think that was 55 minutes. Cruise control at that point. We controlled the game. Ten Hag took off Fred and can't remember who it was now. Fred and Rashford brought on Sancho and Sabitzer. Lovely. Just rotate the team. Let Rashford really. Fred, you can rest if you want, but let Rashford get some rest. Then we took off Bruno, which was a good move because obviously Bruno, if he had got a yellow card today, he would have been suspended for the next game in the Europa League. So thankfully he came off, didn't get a yellow card. Also, Casemiro would have got suspended if he got a yellow card, but I think Ten Hag trusted him to kind of, we're 5-1 up at this point on aggregate. Ten Hag probably trusted him to not get a yellow card in the rest of this game, and he didn't, thankfully. But yeah, took off, brought us Sancho and Sabitzer. Didn't really have much to do at that point. We're just controlling the game. With Sancho had a good chance, it was offside, where he could have passed, but it was offside. He didn't score. Then we took off Martinez and Wan-Bissaka, brought on Dalot and Lindelof. And yeah, just saw out the game, really. Like I said, trusted Casemiro not to get a yellow card. He didn't. And it was a good all-round performance from the team. I think really you have to give it up to the defense, because no one, in terms of who my man of the match was, no one really stood out as a out-and-out man of the match. I think you'd have to, if you look to the defense in a game like this where you're away from home, you want to have a solid defense. Like I said, Maguire had a bit of a shaky. I think Malacia gave the ball away at one point in the first half, and we were pushed up quite high, and Maguire had to run back, and he was treading water. He was really running in sand. But thankfully, I think that was the save that they made. Even that, or just didn't, we were just fine. I think somebody came back. I can't remember how that chance went. But ultimately, I think you have to give up to the defense. Martinez, flawless. Wan-Bissaka, I really like what he did going forward. Defending well as always, but also he was getting in the box a lot, getting right up there in the final third. So it's good to see. And so in terms of man of the match, I think it's easy to pick Rashford because he scored a goal, but he didn't actually do much for the rest of the game. He had a couple chances. He was harried a bit by the other team, by the other defenders. But maybe I'd give it to Wan-Bissaka just because he was solid all game defensively, but also going forward. Created a few chances actually from the right hand side. Solid performance. But I'm pretty sure most people want to give it to Rashford just because he scored a goal that got us through. That sealed the game off. So overall, good performance. Facundo played well. Very, very good to see. Next step in his progression as a young player in the team, giving us an option. Rashford is obviously genuinely right now very consistent, very productive. You can't complain about his output at the moment. Unreal. I hope he doesn't go off to the England team now in the international break and get some injury. We need him for the rest of the season. And it was nice to see that we could get some rest for the team. Give people like Varane, Rashford, who else did we take? Bruno, some rest. And actually going back to Bruno, that guy's unreal. The amount of games he's playing, the amount of minutes he's playing is absolutely ridiculous. But it's good to see. It's good to have someone like him in the team when we have so many games, and he's so important to the way Tenag wants to play. He's so versatile. He goes to different positions. Absolutely important for our team, and so it's nice. But it's nice that he could get some rest. But yeah, we're through to the quarterfinals. We could actually get Arsenal in the next round now. I think at the time we're recording, Arsenal 1-0 up. I think it's half time. I'm not really sure what their score is, but hopefully they get knocked out. Even if they don't get knocked out, we'll knock them out, hopefully. If we face them, obviously. So yeah, let's see what's next for Ten Hag's Mighty Reds. Let's go. See you on the next one. Thanks again for watching. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and look out for the next video.